Welcome to the Flinn Gallery. I'm Barbara Richards and I'm chair of the Flinn. Today we are visiting the second show of our season, Heidi Johnson, Animal Attraction. We are coming to you today virtually because the Greenwich Library is still closed because of construction taking place throughout the library and also because of COVID-19. The construction should be completed by the end of the year, but we still don't know when the library will be able to open to the public. The Flinn Gallery is happy to say that the gallery can now be visited by reservation between the hours of 11 and 3, Tuesday through Saturday, and according to the library protocols. The library is taking extraordinary steps to keep the library sanitized and safe. Please call the Flinn Gallery for more details. The Flinn Gallery exists to bring all of you a meaningful art experience year in and year out. That is why we have this exciting exhibit now. The Flinn Gallery wants to thank the Friends of the Greenwich Library for their support of the gallery. In addition, we feel so fortunate for the constant commitment from our committee members and especially the staff of the Greenwich Library. I hope you enjoy our opening and our website at flinngallery.com.
I'm Karen Shear, co-curator of Heidi Johnson, Animal Attraction. Heidi Johnson describes growing up with creatures large and small in the countryside of Massachusetts. Just months ago, after 25 years of living in the South Bronx and New York City, Johnson traded her artist loft for a Victorian home and the green pastures of Paterson, New York. She lives with her husband and 3 dogs, a terrier, a chihuahua, a German Spitz, a cat, and a pigeon. Johnson holds a BFA from Tufts University and a diploma from the School of the Museum of Fine Arts, Boston. There she was awarded the Traveler Scholar Prize in 1990, where she lived and worked in Italy. Johnson is the recipient of several prestigious awards, including 2 Pollock Krasner grants, the Elizabeth Foundation Artist Grant, and the Bronx Council on the Arts Brio, awarded in painting. Fellowships include the Nordics Kunstar Dale, Norway, the Bronx Museum Artist in the Marketplace, New York, and the New York Foundation for the Arts. Johnson exhibits widely in the US and internationally, Sweden, Norway, Australia, and Canada. Her artworks are held in numerous and private collections. And now to Ellen.
A warm welcome to everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Ellen Hawley. Like many of our volunteers, I have many roles as a curator, as a vice chair of selection, as a member of our marketing, communications, and virtual reality. The Flinn was first introduced to Heidi Johnson's artwork in 2018 through our selections submissions process when we offered her a solo show that was scheduled to open last April. Seeing the silver lining during the COVID lockdown, Heidi painted every day, resulting in more than half of these paintings showing for the first time. Her figurative imagery looks familiar, and yet these various images are collaged together without a narrative. Whether painting larger than life on canvases that envelop the viewer, or small gems that measure 10 by 10, Heidi infuses her work with a diverse range of concepts and imagery where flora and fauna, domesticated pets, alongside exotic animal species met on the same plane. Heidi, in looking at this painting, What Does the Fox Say? We meet a beautifully rendered fox. Please take us through your process and inspiration.
So my name is Heidi Johnson, and I'm standing in front of my painting, This Is What the Fox Says. And Ellen previously had asked me to talk a bit about my process and inspiration within this painting. So let me tell you a bit about my process. I'm always motivated to make a painting by just an image. An image that I see will inspire a whole list of ideas and thoughts and emotions that I then make into longer and longer and longer lists that I then start doing drawings from and rearranging and arranging the images, sometimes drawing them out, sometimes putting them back in, deciding on composition, what goes where, what makes sense with what. All of the images are disparate images. My hope is to make a cohesive whole that when it's apprehended all at once on the canvas, this slice of time in a painting, makes a new poetic meaning. So the image that struck me when I started this painting was the very wild fox sitting in that brocade chair. And that was the first thing I wrote down. And the second thing was this still life, these Bruegel flowers that I just pulled and took right from one of his flower still lives. And I started to think about how these two things related and how that pattern was taken when it was printed in the 1800s, early 1800s, probably from one of the Dutch still lifes. And so there you have this connection of time. This is another thing I like to work with, this sort of idea of flattening in time. Because when I walk through a museum, or when I walk anywhere actually, time makes sort of a different sense to me. I see my emotional existence becoming very flat. I kind of experience everything all at once. And so when I make these paintings, that's what I'm trying to do, is compress these times through the relationships of these objects or ideas. So that was one issue. Another thing that I'm really enamored with is op art. So I have a Bridget Riley, and it's next to a Dalmatian covered in spots. The Bridget Riley is covered in spots, and so is the Dalmatian. And I'm always wondering about people who are very reductive in their method. Because for me, I can't be. And when I look around at the natural world, I just see it propagating in endless, endless patterns. And so it's very curious to me that people make things like Bridget Riley or Saul LeWitt, who I happen to love. His distillations make a tremendous amount of sense to me. So do hers. But so the pairing of these two kind of opposite things, this reductive Bridget Riley and this never-ending natural pattern, it makes that click for me, makes sort of a sense. So when I'm painting these paintings, for example, this dog was actually over here, but I decided to juxtaposition it a little closer to here, as the Charles Birchfield wallpaper is also a reduction of a natural pattern as well, you know, and the birdcage echoes the Saul LeWitt, as does the shadow and the floor. So that's basically how I work, and my hope is that at the end, these paintings make a new meaning or a new way of apprehending something that we can't put into words.